Boom, welcome back to the Sebs Show, everybody. It's your boy Sebs, and today we are breaking down UFC Moscow, Hunt versus Oleinik, with my co-host Gib. We're here.
Fireworks.
Yep. Pretty good. If you guys are watching this with a betting perspective, you'll see it's Chalk City. It's literally everyone is fucking minus 600, 700, 1,000.
I can see why.
Yeah, all these Russians are minus 1,000 and shit like that. But that's why you gotta make some nasty parlays. You gotta hit some props, and then you gotta snipe the in betweens, the guys that are going right now. Like Mark Hunt right now is minus 124, and he opened up at minus 280. So hello. That's I'm waiting for that. I'll tell you guys straight up. I'm waiting for that to get a little bit lower, and I think I'm gonna make my mark. I think overnight, I'll wake up to him being maybe not wake up to him. Maybe I'll make my bet before that, but I can see him getting played throughout the night there in Russia. And it's just a good bet. Not a good betting card overall. This is a good card overall.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, a lot of good matchups. You got the return of Mirbek Tysonov. Good fights, everybody. Alexei Kunchenko making his debut, 18-0. Some good shit. All right. First up, Merab Dvalishvili take on Tyrion Ware. I'm not breaking down these fights a whole lot. It's fucking 9:30 p.m. I don't know how many people are going to see this by morning time, so I want to get it out as quick as possible instead of spending too much time on it. But I got Merab here. I got him in a parlay. Fucking paid a hefty price for him as well. He very, very juiced, minus 550 or some shit.
Whoa.
Yeah, very juiced, but
for Merab?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I think he should be a little bit lower, but I took the juice a little bit. Regardless, I needed him in the parlay. I think he gets the job done here. I think he takes down Tyrion Ware at will and gets the job done. So I think his pace is gonna set up. And Tyrion Ware doesn't like boxing going backwards. He's not a great boxer going backwards. We saw Cody Saman put him on his ass a couple of times with some takedowns. Yeah, Tyrion Ware is pretty. Overall, he's a decent boxer, but not much more than that. Stands heavy on his lead leg. I see Merab just taking him down at will and getting a decision here. So 30-27 from Merab Dvalishvili. I have him in a 3-leg parlay with two guys later in the card here.
Yeah, I can see why. I don't know why Merab isn't really the favorite. Tyrion Ware had some real tough fights. I'll give him that. And this is gonna be a real good fight. I have to admit, Tyrion Ware, he can wear people down. He's really good at pressure. He's got strong, bit iffy takedown defense, I guess. He lost 3 straight. Again, some very good fights. I especially like the Sean O'Malley fight, one of my favorites. I thought Tyrion Ware did pretty good in the second round. Really, really throwing a lot of big 2 pieces, overhand rights. Had O'Malley kind of rocked a bit in the second round and had him really scrambling to get a submission and make some action happen. It's a very fun fight. You get to see how Tyrion Ware, again, like you said, not very good at going backwards, likes to pressure, put people on the fence, but doesn't really enjoy being put on the fence or takedowns. He definitely hustles to defend a few from Sean O'Malley, but again, Stamen pretty much wrecked him. Merab, super strong takedown, some nice hands for boxing, mixing that up well. jiu-jitsu guy, great double kick. Threw it in a few of his fights earlier on. I'm not sure I've seen him in a while. It throws like a kick to the leg, kick to the body, real nice. Relies on that spinning back kick, rough ground and pound, favors his leg catch and big overhand right. Nice combos, throws in 2s and 3s. So I think on the feet he can. It might be a little even, but I think overall Merab Dvalishvili has better skills, better wrestling, better jiu-jitsu, and great kicks. I don't really see Tyrion Ware kicking much, so I think Merab takes this. Just has more weapons all around.
Yeah, I believe so as well. Tyrion Ware really only has his hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see how far that gets him. I think Merab takes it down. Next up is, give me a second. I believe it's Ramazan Ameev on Stefan Sekulic, if I'm correct.
Yep.
All right, so just give me 1 second here. Ramazan Ameev, second fight at 170 pounds now. He got Stefan Sekulic, a UFC debutant from Serbia. With some, I found some fights on this guy. Nothing too crazy about him. The guy is comes out to bang and whatnot, but his wrestling has his striking isn't the greatest. I think Ramazan Ameev is gonna spark him up and just pretty much grind him out and just give him a beating, maybe even finish him inside the distance. But I got Ramazan Ameev here. I think he gets the job done. For being the favorite he is, I got him at -5. Because Pinnacle is weird. Pinnacle, you make a parlay and it like raises your odds or some shit. It's stupid.
Oh.
Yeah, but I got like -550 on Ramazan Ameev. He's in that parlay as well with Merab Dvalishvili and somebody later in the card. So yeah.
Ameev gets right to business. Great reach. He measures his movement. Looking at time, really fast right hands that he likes to throw. Constantly raising and lowering. Shaky left hand. I kind of like that. Almost like a Sugar Shane Mosley a little bit. Little fake out. Always good. It's worked for him in the past. Sometimes he tends to bring it down as he gets hit. But, his wrestling is pretty good. He can wrestle with the best of them. He can change right back to strikes. Great in the transition. Smashed up Sam Alvey in the first round of their fight, getting a head kick after a left hook, right hook combo in the corner. He wraps up the waist and, he's dragging people down. You're going with him. Goes to the ground and, you don't want to turn your back on this guy. You get to the fence and you're going to get guillotined. He's hard to break, real hard to break. Gave Albert Mina his first loss, right?
Was it his first loss?
Right? I'm pretty sure. I'm trying to get the audio back for you guys real quick. But he took out Alberto Mina in one of the first fights right after Mike Pyle, though. And again, Stefan Sekulic, definitely a local boy fighting out of the Serbian Battle Championships. A wrestler who can, he can let the kicks fly when it comes down to it.
He does let the kicks fly.
Yeah. Losing a fight via blocked kick. He had a rough time getting back, scoring 2 guillotines after his injury, though, which is, I think, pretty impressive. Even his kicks seem a little bit more educated.
Did you see that
injury?
Yeah, that was bad, eh?
That was rough, bro. But
how long ago was that?
3 fights ago, right?
Oh my goodness.
Pretty sure he came back for 3 fights after. Or no, 2. Sorry, you're right. But he had to end those with guillotines, which I thought was pretty impressive. It might show that he doesn't want to concentrate on the legs too much, because obviously it's deteriorating. But man,
that injury, if you guys didn't see it, it's just he goes to plant his foot down after a kick or some shit, and he just plants his foot down and it completely snaps in half, breaks,
happens.
Ankle's gone.
It's the roll of the dice, right? Still has a great spinning backhand from the southpaw. Jumping knees, really impressive stuff. Again, I mean, we could see anything in this fight. I mean, obviously the leg injury is a bit. I like Stefan Sekulik in this fight, but I mean, Ameev just has the UFC experience, and I think that speaks leagues for anybody making their first UFC debut. So I got Ameev in this one.
Yeah. I also have my boy Ameev in that parlay. But next up we got I'll let you take this one. Adam Yandy versus Jordan Johnson. And it's actually Jordan Johnson's, and I think this Adam Yandy guys, their debut at 185 pounds. So I'm interested to see that.
Okay. Hold up. Oh, shit. Sorry, I just lost the thing here. One sec.
All right, I'll just go.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
All right, so Jordan Johnson, Adam Yandy. Yandy's the only guy I haven't done tape on yet. From what I did see though on Mr. Honky's tapes, is this guy just he's crazy in the first round, blasted the first round. Very like a burst of energy in that first round. One of those guys who just blitz and tries to get the job done quickly. Jordan Johnson, on the other hand, is a All-American wrestler from Iowa. Very good wrestler. Very good grappler. Takes your back quickly. Good at submissions. Great jab. He's just good all around here, and pretty much the way I see it going down without doing too much tape here. I see Jordan Johnson riding this kid out and just winning a decision here in Moscow. Probably one of the only guys that are going to win. One of the few guys that are going to win.
Overseas, huh?
Overseas there in Moscow. I think a lot of the Russians are going to come home with victories.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I like how Jordan Johnson is very calm, very controlled fighter. Looks for his counter as he paws out the jab. Looking for right hands in his Fortuna fight. Really like that. When he misses, he can recover and go for takedowns right away, which is something that comes in handy that not a lot of people do. When people miss, they tend to kind of go with the momentum and kind of stumble a bit. I mean, Jordan Johnson goes right into something if you're close. And, yeah, he'll hurry up, press you up against the fence, sneaky jab, changing speeds, angles from time to time, hoping on settling into spots and then jumping to another one. I really like that. He's good at setting up takedowns because of that. He only really sets him up when he's in his good spots, and he can just keep moving until he gets that spot he likes and go for his takedown and go back to his boxing if that's easier for him. He spams the same thing a lot of approaching fighters, tends to jam them up. Sorry, if they are using the same thing too much. Lifting Fortuna's leg and sweeping his supporting leg off the cage. That was an awesome move. I like how Fortuna down in the third round with a quick reaping takedown. Not bad after Fortuna's like 6-fight win streak. Adam Yandy, yeah, this is going to be an interesting fight because they both wrestle and box. It's almost like a mirror match. They're very I think they're a little similar. Adam has a lot of submissions on the ground, though, and that guy's like a boa constrictor because once he gets you, he slowly puts on the pressure. And, I mean, if he has your back, it's just going to get worse and worse for you. His hand speed is impressive. It's crazy impressive. He really swarms you with punches. A lot of the same kind of hooks and uppercuts and, like, a lot of in-close stuff. But, I mean, some of his takedowns look like WWE wrestling moves. I think Vladimir Burke, he fights, and that guy like gets thrown. Check that fight out. But yeah, I don't know, man. This is a toss-up. I can see Adam Yandiv actually winning this one, man.
You think Adam Yandiv's going to win this?
I could see him winning it.
How?
Don't you think they're a little similar? Just the way they fight. I mean, Adam's got some more inside punches, and yeah, he is coming into the UFC for his first time, but fuck, man, that's
I haven't watched tape on this guy yet, but I'm saying like, how does he beat him on?
And I've
seen him. I've seen his blitzing and everything. I'm not too impressed by him. I don't know. I'm gonna tape him after the show here, but we'll see. Okay. Next up is Magomed Ankalaev taking on Marcin Pacino. This is the third leg of my parlay here, with in that Merab Dvalishvili, Ramazan Ameev, and Magomed Ankalaev parlay. 3 units minus 144 to win 2.07 units. I just think Ankalaev is so scary, very dangerous ground and pound. Can rip off your head on the floor. Deadly shots, and his stand-up is very good as well. He's got good boxing. He's got good kickboxing. He's a good fighter all around, and I think he's fighting a lesser competition than Marcin Pacino here, who just very wild on his feet. Bad shots, not very balanced at all. Bad takedown defense, not good on the ground. Gives it all up, man. And I think this is a good fight for Magomed Ankalaev. So I got 3 units on Merab Dvalishvili, Ramazan Ameev, and Magomed Ankalaev minus 144 to win 2.07 units. Let's get it.
If you want to see Ankalaev at his best, I mean, weirdly enough, it's in a fight that he loses. I mean, he was beating up Paul Craig all night, and just at the very end, obviously he's throwing lots of punches. Obviously he's trying to end the fight. So his gas.
I didn't even want to talk about it.
Really? I like that fight a lot, man. I mean,
it's a good fight, man. But
isn't it? Don't you think?
If he didn't raise his hand, he could have still tapped it. But if he waited just didn't raise his hand at that moment, just waited I don't know, a millisecond longer, he could have lasted the fight.
To be honest, he could have went unconscious and still won that fight. Don't you think? Like right as the bell goes and he dropped. He would have won.
I think they call it TKO of that, but
I think.
But yeah, man, that would have been weird. That was really weird though how that happened.
I think so too.
Second left.
It was just Paul Craig's thing. He went for his signature and got him really quick, right? But I mean, he was getting hit by big overhand left hooks all night, 4-shot combos. I mean, he was getting out wrestled and boxed. So, I think he takes his fight. Marcin, he didn't look very good against Sam Alvey. He got taken advantage of during a kick that went rogue. Marcin has a lot of sting in his kicks, and he throws knees nice, especially on the fence. He throws for those knees to the thigh. I like those a lot. Good body work, and he has good spots to aim for his kicks. But I just think Magomed has way more than him, and I think he beats him up. To be honest, I think he ends him early. He beats him up early.
I wouldn't go with that. Next up, we got Mirbek Taisimov taking on Desmond Green here, and Desmond Green was in a fatal car crash He wasn't obviously the one pronounced dead, obviously, because he's fighting, but 2 people killed in this 5-car pileup I was just reading about. Rest in peace to those people. But 2 people killed in a 5-car pileup. And I think Desmond Green there had to be some sort of injury that he sustained from that. And that was just on August 21st. That was not too long ago. Yeah, that was
hard to walk away from that.
So I'm not sure what's going on there. Mirbeck missed weight this morning.
Yeah, 5 pounds.
5 pounds. The doctors told him to stop cutting weight in his hotel room. Had to pull him to stop cutting weight because this guy was going to keep. He was going to do a Khabib. He was going to go till his kidneys fail.
How much money did he have to pay?
40%.
God.
Yeah, hefty. He has to pay 40%, I believe. So I think he wants this fight pretty fucking badly. I think he gets the job done. So Mirbeck, if you go watch his last couple fights, this guy is nothing short of a top 5 lightweight in the world right now, and he just hasn't got the chances because he doesn't have a visa. He doesn't have a visa, so he can't fight in the United States. This guy can only fight when they go to Europe.
I get it. Yeah.
So whenever they go to Europe, he's on the card, and he fucks up everybody who's on the card against them, fucks up whoever he fights, and then he has to fight only in Europe. He can't fight in the U.S. on these big cards. And they've tried to promote the guy onto big cards, onto UFC 223, 220. He was going to be featured on some big cards, some pay-per-views and whatnot, but they can't get a visa for this guy for some fucking reason. I don't know why. They have to get him his visa issues figured out because he is one of the greatest. In his last fight against Felipe Silva, very short fight, but you saw how dangerous this guy is. You saw what he can do with his footwork, his punching power. He's just very dangerous overall. Mirbeck Taisimov taking on Desmond Green here. And I think Mirbeck's the better wrestler, believe it or not. But I think the wrestling negates itself, and I think this stays standing. Desmond Green rushes in with his chin forward and up a lot of the time. He runs in like this with his chin ready to get smoked. I think Mirbeck knocks him out in the first or second round here. So I got Mirbeck Taisimov with somebody later in the card, 5 units, and I got 1 unit on Mirbeck Taisimov by knockout, TKO or disqualification at -110 to 1.9 units. Let's go.
Jeez, I never knew Desmond Green was in that car crash. I just heard about the weight cut issue with Mirbeck, and if he's coming in 5 pounds heavy, I mean, that's good for him.
Yeah, he's going to be heavier.
Yeah,
that's good for him.
He kicks legs out from under people, man. Crazy power. Seems to always have nice hand speed advantage over a lot of people. Switch kick, sneaky jab. Even though he has the low hand, doesn't matter. You always look for those overhands. Watch out for the spinning back kick. He uses every now and then when he can set you up with that. He starts to get a good groove going. You can really set up some similar strikes to his Anthony Crispolu fight. Being in complete control with his leg kicks and spins. Very scary in the early rounds. Walks Felipe Silva into a piercing right hand, like you said. See how damaging his kicks are. You got to be prepared. Desmond Green, he's a southpaw, low stance, open, but ready to land top jab to the body. I like that. Punches walking backwards he's actually pretty good at. He's a bouncy little hustler. Early rounds being thrown by Rustin Kabalov, getting back to his feet, continuing to win, popping combos, piercing left hand more and more, throwing hands, faking leg kicks as Dan Green lands looping lead hooks. When he lands punches, he gets into a great rhythm of letting his hands go, even returning shots. Can stumble due to bounciness, but all around he's still pretty balanced. Very good at going with the fight, whatever it is. His pace in any round is pretty rough, and you can bet there's going to be a lot of pressure. I think it might get eased up a bit with the Mirbeck, though. does get into some crazy situations, like in the second round of the Khabibulov fight. Even landing nice leg kicks, front showing his showing signs of swelling in like the second and third rounds. Khabibulov really got worked on the legs. He's able to defend takedowns pretty well, and goes in on some if he sees it. He has a good walk, I find. He walks in between his bounces, and when he kind of gets a bit of a tired and slower pace. I still think it's an interesting fight. I got Maribek though. Just super impressive. It's just a shame that he can't fight in the States and become a bigger draw and be on bigger cards.
Yeah, it is truly a shame. Next up, we got Rustam Tiger Khabibulov taking on Kajan Johnson. What more can I say, man? I think Rustam's gonna ragdoll him. I think Rustam's just so much stronger. He's gonna take Cajun down. He's gonna ragdoll him. He might be able to pull off a submission quick, like Islam Makhachev did. But I don't see Cajun having too much of the striking. He might be able to move around on the feet a little bit, but Rustam Khabilov's going to hit him, and he's going to keep pressing forward, and he's going to look like the aggressive one there. He's going to take him down. He's going to do some very disgusting things to him on the floor. He's going to beat the fuck out of him on the floor, and I think he gets the job done here. So I got 5 units on Rustam Khabilov, and Mirbek Taisimov minus 189 to win 2.63 units. Let's go.
Yeah, Rustam Khabilov, orthodox wrestler, can actually throw some crazy kicks when he wants to. Landing a big kick in the round with lost on the feet Desmond Green though after a huge double overhook takedown. I like these wrestlers who have the guts to throw these sort of kicks, because anyone with low hands is looking to defend takedowns. It's a big kick that gets through a lot, and some of Khabilov's strikes are very impressive. Likes to match the pace of his opponent, looking for his big right hand, single leg catch, and jumps into his punches. The Green fight opened up round 2 with a right hand, pulling a leg, stumbling him back. Khabibov has a lot of strikes that work nicely into his wrestling to take people down and throw punches, but throwing punches mixed in. Sometimes his punches are a little low. He sits back, admires his work a little bit, but again, he fires those single kicks and you're there for it, man. Your legs are gonna feel it. Cajun, he's fast, man. He plays that Dodson game. He just runs away from you and kind of gauges, and then disengages, throws a few crazy kicks to think that he's planning something just so he gets that time off.
He's fucking horrible.
He beats fighters up who wait. I'm going to tell you right now. If you wait and sit around, this guy's going to beat you up until the 3rd round with like light punches and jabs. And then you're going to be scared to jump him because he has this weird right hand that tends to land on people. And I remember he said at a post-fight that he landed a knockout punch in a street fight once, and that's what got him a almost last-minute KO over a fighter who I thought was beating him up a bit. He jumps in, feints, throws a lot of stuff at you, but if you don't fall for it, you're gonna be fine. It's just when people start flinching, when people start slowing down, and Cajun's ahead of you, he uses his experience, and he really made the style his own. I mean, call it what you want. He runs a little bit. He throws awkward stuff, but man, if he doesn't give it 100%, so you got to admire that. I still got Rustam in this fight because I think he has the better strikes. And if Cajun does get hit, he is a little bit chinny. He was from the Ultimate Fighter Canada.
Broke his fucking jaw.
Yeah, that was a tough fight, man.
He broke his jaw.
Yeah, he got outboxed. So I think that's something that Rustam Khabilov can do. And with the kicks, it's just gonna be a little even more difficult for Cajun. So yeah.
All right, next up we got Peter No Mercy Yan taking on Jinsu Sun. Only watched one fight of Jinsu Sun. Didn't like him.
I
Yeah.
couldn't find much, man.
Only watched one fight of him. Didn't like him. I watched it on Fight. What fight did you watch of him?
Dude, it was like 15 seconds, and he just had his hands low. I had to watch this fight on Twitter. I couldn't find a lot of his footage. He had his hands down. He ran up, threw some punches, put the guy on the floor, and kind of just beat him up. He's got a few submissions on him as well, though.
Yeah.
I think it was.
Regardless, the fight I watched was like Deep Impact 83 or some shit like that.
Oh.
And it goes to the second round. So I saw some of his striking. He plays forward and stuff, but he has his chin up too much. He's gonna get struck by Peter Yan, and Peter Yan's gonna hit him so fucking hard, and he's gonna crush him. Peter Yan's just no joke. He's one of the guys that are going to be challenging for the bantamweight title in this division in the next couple of years or so. He's one of the best fighters. He's minus 1,000 for a reason, guys. Let me fucking tell you that. He's minus 1,000 for a reason. He's fucking minus 1,000 for a reason. So this guy, I got Peter Yan by knockout, man. I think he does some destructive things. I think he knocks him out in the first round. I got Peter Yan by knockout, 2 units. Peter Yan by knockout, TKO, disqualification, minus 200 to win 1 unit. And then I got Peter Yan in a 5-unit parlay with somebody later in the card. Let's go.
Yeah, like I said, I haven't seen much of Jin Susan, but he does have a replay with Kitada. That was it.
That's the fight I watched.
Oh, you did?
Fight.
Hands down. He taunted him, right? Was that the one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So we did watch the same. I think I watched like a 15-second clip of it though. He looks like a Korean zombie too, I guess. Which I mean, he's training with him. Yeah. He's
training with him. Yeah.
So I mean, hey, we can have another one of those on our hands, but we all know, we got some wins and losses. You never know who's going to show up on the night, right? I mean, either you get a super tough, gritty guy who can take the big shots and keep coming forward and impose his own will, or you get the guy who gets clipped 1 or 2 times and gone. Peter Yan, great kickboxing, Tiger Muay Thai. Same boat as Marabek for that. Starting off his UFC run with a big win over Ishihara, who's a tough fighter on any night for anybody. Having 2 fights with Magomed Magomedov, who he should be in the UFC, actually. They fought twice. I think they both have wins over each other, so it'd be interesting if they were to fight in the UFC and have a third fight. He has a nice spinning kick, great knees. You don't want to get hit by this kick because he's just going to start doing it more. Shocking spinning backhand or elbow. You don't want to back up on this guy because once he gets you on the cage, his skill set is just set. It's just ready to beat you up.
He's like a very trained striker. That's like a Justin Gaethje esque. He's ready to get hit, and he's ready to take a beating and ready to be in a brawl. He wants to be in a brawl. But he's very technical about being inside that brawl, inside the pocket. He's very technical. It's beautiful to watch.
I've only really seen him in brawls against Magomedov. Everyone else, he pretty much dummies.
Watch his fight against Mateus Matos and that
was his second last, eh?
Yeah, that was his last fight in ACB.
Oh, okay.
His last fight at ACB, and he just crunches him. Oh my goodness.
He takes some shots in that one?
No, it's just he just puts on a striking display of fucking. Oh my goodness. Is it my turn or your turn?
I'll have to check that one out. Yeah. Oh, but I got Peter Yan in this one, man.
Oh, okay, good.
No doubt.
All right, next up we got Khalid Murtazaliev taking on CB Dollaway. And I got 3.5 units on Khalid Murtazaliev. I just made that play right before I came on here. 3.5 units on Khalid Murtazaliev, minus 169 to win 2.07 units. He's a really good wrestler, man. From what I've seen, a good wrestler, good strikes, good standing up, good ground and pound. I can see him get the job done rather quickly here. but I see more of a 30-27 victory here against CB Dalloway. I think CB Dalloway's time's coming to an end pretty soon, man. Fucking took that hard shot after the bell against Hector Lombard. Beating up the Ed Hermans of the world, getting knocked out by Nate Marquardt. His CB Dalloway is not going to be he's not in his prime anymore. Let's put it that way. But this guy Khalid Murtazalev, I think he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. He's very strong for 185. I think he gets the job done. With his wrestling. So I got Khalid Murtazalev here.
Yeah, Khalid Murtazalev is a tank, man. That guy can come forward throwing kicks. He's got a great jab. He's right in the pocket, man. I mean, if you miss a shot, he's on you. And when he misses his shots, he's very fast to recover. His ground and pound is deadly, super deadly. He's been able to get a ground and pound on a crucifix position. That's probably the worst position to be on, especially against him. He just rains the shots down. Wrestler extraordinaire, single leg takedown, double leg. You don't want your back to be on the fence because you're gonna get dragged and swept. One time I remember seeing someone go for a heel hook on him, and he just tossed the legs aside to his waist and started throwing bombs down. And I was able to end the fight really nicely, especially after being set up for a leg submission like that. You always got to watch it because some people are just experts on it. I think CB Dalloway, like Seb was saying, after that buzzer beater knockout with Hector Lombard, shit, man, it's been an uphill boat for him. Into his next fight, he's got a fresh fighter. Everybody knows him from that Peruvian necktie submission. He's an all-American wrestler, still very strong in the clinch as well. He mixes in kicks at the right time, I think. He's attacking the left leg and right. He's really good at attacking both legs. I think he evens it out. If you really want to watch a good fight, I think him and Tim Boetsch is a great fight just because they're pretty much throwing bombs at each other the entire time, and it was from back in the day, so you get to see a bit of a better CB Dalloway. Any time can drop his hands, but very fast at adjusting and getting some knees in there in a tie clinch. Again, it's real difficult for him to rekindle a lot of those older fights where he had a lot more success, especially against such a younger fighter. I think Khalid takes him, and it goes into the UFC real nicely.
Yeah, next up we hit our main card. Alexei Kunchenko take on Thiago Alves. And let me tell you about Alexei Kunchenko. This guy's 18-0 from M1. He's actually undefeated. The number one prospect out of Russia from in the welterweight.
Everybody?
No, in the welterweight division. Yeah. And he's very, very dangerous. He's an M1 champion. And he just brutally brings you to the ground. He's gonna ground and pound your fucking face off, and he's gonna beat the fuck out of you. And standing up, he's got some power in his feet, and definitely a lot in his hands. He knock you out standing up, or he can bring you to the ground and just make your life torturous. So, I think this is an easy matchup for him. I think Thiago Alves is running on fumes. This is on his way out. Chris Millender showed him that in his last fight that he's not really at the top of his game anymore. Especially at 170 pounds, I think Thiago Alves is more suited for being a coach now than a fighter. I think this is the end of his fights here. I think he gets the job. I think Alexei gets the job done here. So I got 5 units on Peter Yan and Alexei Kunchenko minus 269 to win 1.85 units.
Yeah, man. I think Thiago has definitely seen it all. Since 2005, fights at Carlos Condit, GSP, Jim Miller. I mean, his last win was over Patrick Cotier, who was already on his way out. We have him coming back from that Curtis Millender fight. I found Alves having his hands very loose, looking to find his kicks, the front leg. Millender clipped Alves over a minute to go in the first round. That right hand uppercut floors him. Likes mixing up the kicks though and punches, constantly switching between the two and fakes. Fakes one, throwing another. I mean, the punishment he took in that Millender fight, if Alexi does what he normally does, I think he can pretty much end it in a similar fashion. Like I said, undefeated M1 fighter. Crazy double hooks. He throws these double left hooks or double right hooks, and these things will throw you around. Very fast single, lands with a lot of authority, showing just how much pressure he can create. Really good rear naked, good rear front kick, stands orthodox, switching on occasions, primarily looking for his left kick, hooks to doubles, with the right hand. Has a similar karate kick, almost to Lyoto. Kind of has a bit of a hop step with it, but he kicks it to the body. I kind of like that. Low kicks as well. Very patient, and a fighter who waits for his opportunities. And he knows what he's good at. Ground and pound, savage, especially when he takes it back. So yeah, I think Alexi takes him. I actually really like to see who they match him up with next.
Yeah. I got Alexi. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So next up, I'll let you take this one. Andre Arlovsky. Taking on Shamil Abdurakhimov.
I mean, Arlovsky's a bit of a surprise, kind of like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. He could be the one who fought Travis Brown and really beat you up and contest with you, take your best shots, give you even more. And, his Junior Albini fight was pretty good, but I'll kind of get into how he was able to win that. I felt that Albini really lost that for himself. He has a nice looping right hand that goes right over the top. It can be faked. He throws uppercuts real nice. He's been knocked down, but I mean, who hasn't in the heavyweight division? I mean, you're dealing with a lot of power there. I think in the Albini fight, Albini was really starstruck, and he waited a lot. And if you wait, Arlovsky will beat you up. And he really does good when his opponents are trying to be calm and passive and kind of stray away from him and try to look for counters. Because he just keeps edging forward, and he will take his time a little bit, but he'll throw very educated strikes, kicks, and punches. Shamil Abdurakhimov, I mean, weird place as he looks a little slow, almost statue-like in his movement, and man, he lights you up with a home run punch. Even the punches blocked from this guy look extremely violent. Yeah, super big at 6'3". I think they're doing really good against Chase Sherman, destroying him. So yeah, I think he does the same to Andre.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. Shamil, very like you said, statue-like movement, man. This guy doesn't move at all. Very slow.
Homes you in because of that, eh?
Yeah, good. Set to pace, and if you fall into his lull of pace, you're in big trouble. If you start fighting at the pace he's fighting at, you're in big trouble because he's gonna counter your shit, and you're going to sleep. He has power in his hands. He was I believe he actually hurt Derek Lewis in their fight. I don't remember exactly, but I thought he hurt him. But Andre here is probably the better striker all around if we're gonna talk about that. And
more experience, but what 2 years apart?
Yeah, but he's just been on in the UFC for so much longer. Like Andre's been fighting since UFC 28. against Aaron Brink. Take that. UFC 28.
Damn. Yeah.
And, man, this is a tough fight to call, but I gotta go with Shamil here to get the job done. I think he does. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Arlovsky.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Arlovsky. I think
Interesting.
I think Shamil's not gonna do enough, and Andre is gonna do just enough.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the statue thing not working out for him.
Yeah.
And it being like a boring fight, and then Andre wins like that, but.
All right, so next up we got Jan Blachowicz taking on Al Capone is back.
I like this fight.
Al Capone's back, everybody. Nikita Krylov. And this is a good fight, man. This is a good fight overall. Nikita Krylov's got that dynamic karate, Kaneshkin karate stance. Kyokushin karate stance. And he does some crazy stuff with his feet, man. He's got some nasty knockouts with his feet. He's got some crazy kicks. He's very good. He's got a good boxing stance. He's a good grappler. He's good all around, man. I think he can get the job done here, but he's got a tough task in front of him in Jan Blachowicz. Jan Blachowicz is no slouch. He hits these reactive takedowns off these stupid strikes and stuff, and he just pushes forward. He's got a good jab. I don't know. I think Nikita Krylov's gonna piece Jan Blachowicz up with some kicks, man.
Mm.
I think so. I got Nikita here. No bet as of yet.
Oh.
I'm thinking of it though. I'm really thinking hard on this one. If I should bet Krylov here at -125, I can get him at. He's at -150 right now. Everywhere else, I can get him for -125 where I'm looking. So yeah. If you like Krylov and you're Canadian, go to Sports Interaction.
Oh, that's better odds, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, I like Nikita Krylov. He came off with 3 finishes after his Misha Serkinov fight, so he obviously changed some stuff up, and it's working out for him. He's ready to go all over again. Watch out for that high kick. He looks to land that real big, spinning backhand, long side kicks. He has just as much grit as Jan does. Check out his fight with Marcos Roger Lima. After being in a deep guillotine trouble on the ground, he kind of thugs it out, gets a real much-deserved win. Likes to time his kicks for people on the way in. Like you said, trains that Kyokushinkai karate, so there's a little bounty too. He can feint. He feints with his kicks a lot, which is actually why I felt that he lost his Serkinov fight. Because if you watch that fight, he starts raising his legs a lot and trying to fake the kicks. But then when they do come, Misha was ready for it, grabbed him, and pretty much was able to put him on the ground 3 times because of that. And end the fight that way, just because the fight was drop to the ground, get back up, drop to the ground, get back up. And if you do that too many times, that karate style, I feel like it's draining. It's very draining, and it starts to kind of wear on it. You can't get taken down too much. You need to stand with that karate because, if you stay real far away and keep those kicks coming, you can land. And, I mean, maybe you might stumble a few times, but if you don't drop, you can normally just bring people into the late rounds and beat them up that way, real far away. I like Jan Blachowicz, actually. I understand the decline, but his basic skills are still he still uses and are really viable, especially considering his speed. He tends to berserk through a few punches and a few moves. He gets hit a lot, actually. In the Devin Clark fight, Devin almost hurt him a little bit. It got a little serious. Devin rushed him in the early minute, and he's off a 3-fight win streak when he fought him. So, to be honest, I think he should have won that fight. But Blachowicz took his early pace and pretty much turned it around on him. Started to find his spots on the fence, got some nice body shots in. I like how he kicks, actually. Jan looks for that mid-kick to the body. And, man, you get hit by that, you're gone. Latifi got hit by that. and that was it for him. He was, and again, and look how good Latifi's doing as of now. Really been killing it. The initial minute or two can be a bit of a toss up for Jan, because if he's not winning it, he tends to take a few more chances. Whereas once he knows that he's been going nice for the minute, he's been landing more punches, then he tends to stay real far back from you and actually pull off that kind of I'll bring you into later rounds and win type thing. Great basics. Not a fighter you want to take lightly, even though his hands are down a lot. He can fight moving backwards. Fought Jimmy Manuwa twice. And I think he has great fights if you look at it. I like the guillotine that he got on Clark, tapping him with his back on the cage. And, he's got some submission ability. So if Misha was able to tap Krylov, I think maybe Jan could as well, even though Krylov does have a nice guillotine on him.
Okay, main event. Mark Hunt, Super Samoan Mark Hunt, taking on Alexei Oleinik. And I like the Super Samoan here.
Yeah?
Alexei Oleinik is a type of guy who has one move in his whole toolbox, and it's this stupid Ezekiel choke that he hits on
neck
people.
Cranks.
It's literally the only move he has.
And neck cranks.
Yeah, one move. Yeah, one. Excuse me, sir. You have one move, and you're in the UFC, and people are stupid enough to keep falling into this fucking move.
Over 56 times. No, sorry, 44.
Oh my god.
Well, there's 44 submissions. I wouldn't say they're all like neck cranks. I would have to go through them.
Well, like 11 of them are Ezekiel chokes.
Yeah.
11 of them are Ezekiel chokes. So you got 11 stupid people.
11
but
stupid.
I guarantee you I'd tap out if that shit hit me, though. No kidding. But fuck, man. How do you not knock this guy out? Mark Hunt's gonna knock him out. Standing, he's horrible standing.
Yeah,
Alexei Oleinik is horrible standing, and he doesn't have any wrestling game, man. He doesn't have any takedowns or anything. He doesn't have a good wrestling game, and he's horrible standing.
He's just a big guy.
How's he gonna get Mark Hunt down? Like the same way he's been getting these guys down against the cage, he's gonna wrap his arms around them and just bring Mark Hunt down like that. 265 pounds of Mark Hunt, who's going to be weighing close to 300 on fight night.
Probably.
And he's going to pull him on top of him, 300 pounds. That's not smart. Good luck with that shit. Mark Hunt's going to brutalize his face, man. I got Mark Hunt by vicious knockout.
Yeah. I think I was thinking that Oleinik could take him down, actually, but when I look back at the Mark Hunt and Brock Lesnar fight, actually, I kind of started to realize that, man, Brock Lesnar is like over 265. If anything,
300 pounds.
3 bills, sorry. So that takedown makes sense because, like you said, the weight's close, but Oleinik,
he can shoot a double. Like Brock Lesnar can shoot a blast double. Oleinik doesn't even have a single leg. Oleinik doesn't even have a single leg. Oleinik doesn't have
pulls guard.
Yeah, man.
Oleinik pulls guard for the triangle, buddy. But I'm still a fan of Oleinik, man. I always like his style. I mean, he always gets these crazy submissions off of Junior Albini, Travis Brown, and Victor Pesta. Guys have so many fights. That's why I think this is such a cool fight. I mean, they're both 40. Both have tons of fights in other organizations as well. I think Mark Hunt 100%. I mean, it's a submission guy versus the knockout guy. It really could only end in one of two ways. Either Mark Hunt's getting neck cranked or Oleinik is dropping. I mean, you might as well flip a coin on this one. But again, the takedown advantage is definitely not an Oleinik. The weight isn't there. If Mark Hunt sits and just hits you with like a few jabs, I mean, you might think they're light, but I mean, his brick or his like sledgehammer is coming soon. It doesn't have any submissions. Don't bet on one. That'd probably be like the biggest bet ever. You probably make the most money off of a submission on Mark Hunt if you called it. But then again, round 1 submission. Yeah. Actually, Mark Hunt gets the neck crank on him. That'd be good. But yeah, I think Mark Hunt knocks Oleinik out. I'm a big fan of Oleinik though, man. I think it can go either way, whether he wins by submission or Mark Hunt wins by knockout.
Okay.
Got Mark Hunt by knockout.
So that's our UFC Moscow preview breakdown. Hunt versus Oleinik. Drop a like on us, please. Drop a like on us. We're not going to get a lot of views this video. Give us a retweet on Twitter. We're gonna get like maybe 50 fucking views on this video. So if you're one of the people watching right now, shout out to you guys.
Thank you.
I love you guys always. Keep it steady. Let's cash these bets this weekend, guys. You already know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and let's keep on winning. Let's get this, guys.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Peace.